Hello, everybody, and welcome to uh, well, another stream of paranormasight. This is part two. I didn't make it too far last time, but actually, that's not true. I made it pretty far. But yeah, today's also the day I reveal the new model, the new design. This is code 2.0, and I'm really excited that I've had time to actually sit down and draw them. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. Shogo Oki. Kinshibori Park. Before dawn today, a police officer on patrol discovered a man collapsed in Sumida City Park. The man was taken to the hospital, but his death was confirmed shortly after. Investigations are still underway, but police suspect a connection to the other unexplained deaths found in the area around the same time. Paranormasight. The Seven Mysteries of Honshu. What? No, no way. You know what? I'm pissed at myself. I literally just played this game all the way through and didn't stop at the credits. Damn. Imagine. Imagine being that far into the game, not knowing that you were that far. I fucked up. Well, I guess I have to figure out a different game to play on stream. Well done in your... Oh, unless there's more. I'm hoping there's more. Well done in your efforts thus far. This brings Shogooki's story to a close. Ah, but this... Oh! Cool. So I don't need another stream. Cool. Ah, but this is not the end. Far from it. In fact, this is where the story finally begins. The routes of the three protagonists now have been unlocked. Ooh. Haruo Shigima, the woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, the chief inspector of the 1st Investigative Division, who is looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Yako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring her friend back from the dead, a girl who died in a suspicious sewer slide. Hey Zora, what's up? Welcome in. Each of them is burdened with circumstances that leaves them no choice but to seek the right of resurrection. Following these three storylines will reveal the full nature of all that is occurring. Nice. There's more here. Yay. I completely thought there was no more story to go off of, and that the game was done because I got credits, right? And instead it rolls the credits and goes, yeah, it's not over. There's more. 3 more to be exact. And we'll start with Haruo. Oh, thank you. I actually finally sat down and designed it myself. May those who knock fires something perish in the flame. Kill them. Kill them. The flame bearers. Kill them all. You have acquired the power of the cursed stone, the haunting clappers. Ooh. So basically, yeah, I did. Alright, A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black fire. Now, kill them. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who strongly desire the right, kill them. I don't know if you noticed, but also whenever I talk now, it has the little blue light on the inside. I did that intentionally. Back with me, ma'am? How's this guy? Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you smile. Sweet dreams. Housewife Harue Shijima. It's kind of cool that I get to play as this girl. No, not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. Think. My heart's still racing. This is it. My chance, at long last. Fax machine. It can send letters to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find a use for it. An arrangement of flowers. What brings in someone to do it? I don't even know what the flowers are called. A stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. Oh, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. He put it up just before, well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's Head Hensho from way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. Nice. It's literally just a rooster. With a plane. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough they'd won everybody's hearts. The story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh, well, that's nice. Mockingbird discovered. Oh, so I gotta find all the Mockingbird stickers. Nice. Excuse me. A television. A color television. Father brought one as soon as I hit the market. Or as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. Let me bring you up to speed. We're in the middle of a chat when suddenly you started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was about? Well, where to start? Interesting. Very interesting. So the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. I saw that cursed stone appear in your hand myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. My heart's still racing. This is it, my chance at long last. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You knew? Huh? It was etched into my soul along with the curse's echoes, resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. I see. That could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief. Talk about like a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. Fax machine was already seen, television was already seen. Sticker is seen, okay. Stereo scene, flyer scene. Hanging scroll was not seen. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been here since before I was born. This is what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shiyama. Nailed it. Oh yes, I remember. They never did find the ones who did it. That's what I'm here about today. In fact, kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of 1 lead. So you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember, you were just about to tell me. Let's see. Talk to him. We already did about the investigation. We'll go about the kidnapping. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, northern Oyoko River, here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from, but it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive at. since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by a car on his route home. Maybe, but exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. He was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible they forced him into the car. The only issue there is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around it and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him at some other time? Or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must have gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? The Rite of Resurrection, huh? I read about that in the Occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say that the rite can be found somewhere in Hanjo. I remember that the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. I swear I'm not this bad at reading normally. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any. Grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right? Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is big, but if this right is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all? I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? Let her kill. I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear oh dear, what have I gotten myself into? You know, we still need to figure exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what. Why don't I tell you what I've found, and then we can make a decision. Okay. So, we have all this stuff and all this info. Oh. The guest table. I don't know where Father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. Okay. Is that it? Rotary phone. The mansion has a private line. So we have all the information for the kidnapping. Is there something here I'm missing? There we go, clock. The swinging of the pendulum echoes through the room. It feels livelier than usual with Richter here. Usually it's just me. Chandelier. The lights. The chandelier is the only thing in here that's my choice. That is my favorite part of the room. Okay. If it makes you uncomfortable, then why don't we have? Then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be party to a murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. I'll pay you. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a price. I've got my policies, and I'll stick to them. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work. But we can worry about that later. Well then, I suppose we have the deal. Alright, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My... Before we go any further, why don't you tell me more about that curse of yours? The haunting clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Hanzhou, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story didn't happen somewhere near here. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Hanzhou. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try to come for yours first. We need to be ready. The curse makes their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. If I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or lighter on their person, is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. Seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think that it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big and it works on lighters too. Just slip one in your target's pocket. And say that condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you were there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe I won't actually have to use it. I could just tell someone and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof. It'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse. Then back out at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not quite crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am. If you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just the curse. You flatter. As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. So I'm wondering if the lighter we found last time what's his name had, if that was her lighter and she purposefully put it on him. as if somebody that he would have a reason to trust, a teacher perhaps, or a relative, or someone else he knew. But all the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. Good, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew, or rather, what if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigima family has close ties with the police after all. He would have had reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely they couldn't have... Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's the sort of point after all. They're meant to be visible deterrent against crime. But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young man or a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? If someone like that said that they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into the car? He might have. My husband always told him that a man had the duty to watch out for women and children. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. Then you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone. She might have been an accomplice. Or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. So then the question is, did anybody see Shuichi talking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See what I said about people's biases? That goes for witness too. And I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if I could talk privately. Several hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? Jonoichi. Got it. Well, Jonoichi, I'm all ears. So, we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shijima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who's trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shirashi. Interesting. Schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shirashi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shijima. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him. I'm not sure of it, or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anyone? Well, you see, if you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on that all this time, and you think she's coming for you now just that you spilt the beans. Yes, that's it exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get to me. Arrest her. I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true. Her house. It's. Forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough. I'll find someone else to help me. Hey. Schoolgirl. She's a killer. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At that time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk, but I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find the girl, curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Jonoichi. He is a teacher at Komagata High School and lives here in Sumida. A teacher? And this girl is one of his students. I think that's very likely. At last we've got a lead. Hopefully it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. Alright, then have you decided what you want me working on? Bringing my son back is more important. I want you to help me with the rite of resurrection. Roger that. The rite it is. Odds are good that other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up, and I can start asking questions. I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try to find Miss Shirashi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find anything new. You stay here and keep a look. Alright. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. And try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. Alright, so we're in chapter 2 of this storyline. Shijima Mansion Reception Room. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened, but he hasn't. So all I can do is wait and wait. Should I put a record on? No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyways. The flowers put me at ease, just a little. That old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything from it now. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. It's a fax machine. I rarely find a use for it. I don't know anybody else who owns one. What's this? A newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Ooh. Looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make your eyes water. Eventually people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then, although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Econom- all sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. That the post-war boom has passed its peak. We're moving into the area of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise, and exports are healthy. The dollar is down from its height, and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and a television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new divisions. It seems like only yesterday people were flocking to arcades to shoot aliens. Now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. But now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. I'm just going to keep clicking these because I don't want to read all of them. Fax machine. Newspaper. Michio Shirashi from Kamigata High School. Can't be. That must be him. Hello? Shijima residence. Harue Shijima. Komagata Bridge. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Please, go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the Seven Mysteries looking for curse bearers. I think I found a few candidates. First is a tall man I ran into in Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out there the second he figured. He was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's the middle guy I saw on South Warigesu Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a young man and a woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. I'm looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's got to be hard finding folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved. Not necessarily a body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that guy did in. And if sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in the business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. We found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai, Investigator Extraordinaire. I like the first one better. Bye. An Investigator Extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. As an Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's some others that we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. There's something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, that's her. Well, she's dead. She what? The student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I've never heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoichi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? Seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put my money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think you got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. A game theory. Care to take a guess? I can't say for certain, but Mr. Jonoichi. What if Mr. Jonoichi silenced Michio Sarashi with a curse? What do you think? It seemed to me that he was more scared of what someone else might do. That might be a little far-fetched. I see. Sorry I disappointed you. I'm really not cut out to play detective. But no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. I just want to get a little bit of everything. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right, should have guessed. It's where they found him after he went missing, all alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since, and I've prayed the river to give him back, to give me back my son, day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world would meet the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Shuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife, the same place that would later become Hanjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then the Great Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Niraiki, and just like that, Hanjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their own purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it from leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficial. They were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Hanjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else, I'm sure of it. And it's possible why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to modern day. And I guess they would make that spot where you're standing right now right over the water. The border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny how that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Nothing of super importance on there. Surroundings. Richter. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. Didn't you want to tell me something? I've already said everything I wanted to say. Okay. Sumida River more. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy and stank. You could look over the water and see dead cats, dogs, and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable, and that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have had an identifiable scar, and they could tell it had been a murder from blade marks on the bone. Wait, are you talking about the Najima murders? So you've heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but in elementary school at the time. I wasn't really aware of it then. I had only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Fumichika Nijima. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. Waves of chaos just parting around me. Something like they said the rest of the body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and floated out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny, everyone figures the river is filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so the killer is thinking, I suppose. Times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after Fumichika Nijima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end, but the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Najima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. Police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was the only thanks to me that they had managed to bring Najima to justice. That's the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Nothing with the surroundings. Can I talk here? Not really, it just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nishima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's a precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they found to show remorse and desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right, I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodations. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but the employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. Why? The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Najima could be out on parole right now, back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making a parole a few months back. I don't know if it was Najima, but our discussion just now did bring it up. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Kumagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor. I think I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Najima. Oh, you looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered, too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. So, what's next? The big question now is what the rest of our curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Samita River is a good distance from any of the seven mysteries. It's unlikely that the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed. Okay, suspend. Alright. We're gonna go over to Tetsuo. I hope they don't all have someone with them, so that way dialogue is kind of minimal in certain ones. Former Yasuda Gardens. Hey boss, forensics is all done. The crime scene is clean. The other officers have all gone home. It's just us now. The park should be able to open back up tomorrow like nothing has ever happened. I doubt I'll get many visitors after everything that's happened. You'd be surprised. Lots of people love that kind of thing. I bet they'll be lining up to get in. Occult stuff is really popular right now. Did you not know that, boss? Sounds stupid. Well, it's not exactly rooted in science, but if ghosts really did exist, we could just ask them who the perp is. Somehow I doubt it'd be that simple. Oh, but I've heard the high school girls are really into this spirit board thing these days. Supposedly you can call on spirits and talk to them by using a board with letters on it. Wouldn't that be really something? You can try it yourself if you're so interested. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's give it a go sometime, boss. What now? Stop messing around. You really think we're gonna solve this case by moving a coin across a scrap of paper? Sounds like you know all about it. We gotta be open-minded. Well, if that's how police work is gonna be from now on, don't make me laugh. Spirit board. We do a occult craze, blah blah. Basically, it's just an Ouija board. Listen up, Ariel. You can't go blaming the death of your buddy on something like the occult. I don't care if it was ghost or the occult or what. Whoever or whatever it was that did this, I'll get them. I promise you that. Well, you've got the right attitude, but we don't even know that this is a murder yet. Bias is weak in our judgment, getting too fixated on one thing, and you stop seeing everything else. Aye, boss. So, now that we've finished investigating the scene, let's review what we know. Now it's getting late. I figured we'd head straight home from here. Come on, we gotta go over all the info we've gathered. But what better place to do that than here at the scene of the crime where we can soak up the atmosphere. Soak up the atmosphere? The hell is there to soak up? You must be really into this occult stuff if you got off on being in a place like this. Wait, you mean being somewhere like this doesn't get your blood pumping? No way. No, don't turn this around on me. I'm not the weird one here, cripes. I don't know what a cripe is. Ugh, fine, let's get this over with. Aye, boss. I got a bad feeling about this case, and my gut is rarely wrong. I knew this would be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged into it. About the case. So earlier in this morning, yesterday, A staff member found a victim collapsed in the park and called the police when they realized he was dead. While there were no obvious external wounds, the fact that he was a police officer and the evidence of struggle means that it was likely that this was a murder. The Samita office sent it over to us since it involved the death of an officer, and we were tasked with the investigation. What we need to do is figure out what had happened and whether there was foul play involved. I think about this. That about sums it up. Yeah, I want to go with the surroundings. Former Yasuda Gardens. Okay, park became property number. Oh, this is where you are as the woman later on in the story. So about the case. But boss, yeah. Is this case really important enough to assign someone from our investigation division? I mean, a friend of mine died, so it's important to me, but it's all up to the higher ups. I'm sure they got their reasons. Boss, you know something, don't you? It'll all become clearer in time. Try not to worry about it too much. Thinking about it. The only thing we know for sure is the identity of the victim. That means there must have been something special about him, right? Maybe he knew something that he wasn't supposed to. Some kind of secret or something. Isn't that right? You're pretty sharp sometimes. You know that. You picked up on that. You should be able to put the rest together yourself. Well, it's our duty to get to the bottom of suspicious death, especially one involving an officer. The victim is Hajime Yoshimine of the Juvenile Division of Sumida City Community Safety. 27-year-old single. He mostly dealt with cases involving juveniles and education. His rank was senior police officer. You knew him well, didn't you? What was he like? Yes, we were in the academy together. We still went out for drinks together every month or so. He could be a little rowdy, but he was like a big brother to us all. He was kind and cared for his friends. For better or for worse, he wasn't the uptight type of cop. The man always showed empathy, and I heard he was popular with the locals for it. He treated each and every troubled kid he met with compassion. He had a great track record when it came to rehabilitation. It sounds like we lost a good one. Yes, we did. We truly did. I knew everything, being a cop was dangerous and something like this could happen, but it's never easy when it happens for real. I know the feeling. He didn't seem to care much about climbing the ranks, but he was at the top of our class. Well, the problem was that he took on so much he had the most unfinished paperwork too. I always felt we'd need an unusual guy like him to help us solve all of our unusual cases. Don't worry, you're plenty unusual yourself. Me, I was the most normal of my classmates. Besides, the real weirdo among us is quit the academy a long time ago. There was one even weirder than you. Hajime was quite the bad boy in school, apparently, and he ended up with police a lot. He said the officer in charge was good to him, helped him get back on track. The reason he wanted to become a cop was to pay his kindness forward. Said it was the first time he ever took his studies serious. That's a good story. I love that kind of thing. It makes me want to have a drink in his honor. Please don't make fun of my dead friend. Hey, I said it in his honor. You should aspire to become this kind of good cop people miss when they die in the field. Say that like it's a sure thing I'll die. Besides, if I end up biting it, I'm sure you'll be the one who misses me the most. Eh? Come on, don't be like that. You'll hurt morale. Well, I guess how much I'll miss you depends on how this investigation goes. I can already see it. Ariel, no. Why do you have to go and get yourself killed? I had no idea what's going on in that head of yours. Yeah, that'll be a sight to see. I can't wait. You can't wait for your own death? Get it together, kid. Sheesh, you really are something. Thank you. Well, it was about the victim's family. The Yoshimi family from Kita, Senju, and Adachi City. But Hajime's parents died a long time ago. He lived there all alone, no siblings or anything. I went to his house a few times for drinks. I was surprised. It's this huge, old-looking place. Like, you know, the kind of place that seems super haunted? And he lived there alone? It looked like the home of an old noble family. It was hard to imagine him being such a delinquent living in a house like that. There's that bias I was talking about. If he's from an old family, I'm sure things were complicated. That's a bias too. He never talked about any of that, even when we were drunk, so I don't know much about it. Oh, one more thing. Yeah? Hajime was engaged. He'd been seeing his fiancée ever since they were in school. Over 10 years. They just started talking about getting married. What was her name again? He showed me a picture once. She was a beautiful woman. That's so. How terrible for her. But she may know if there had been anything going on with him lately. We should speak to her. Yeah, his fiancée may have been his only confidant. I'm sure someone at the Sumida Police Department has already contacted her. I'll look into it tomorrow. Hey boss, I looked into the case that Hajime was running. Oh great, that's the kind of stuff I want to know. What was Hajime working on the day he died? Well, according to his report from the day before, he had 2 cases involving juveniles. Uh-huh. The first one was the sewer slide of a high school girl who jumped off a bridge in Kamizawa last week. Ah yeah, I did hear about that. The girl's name was Michio Shirashi. She was a second-year student in the Komagata High School. But it seems as though Hajime had contact with her even before this incident. So she'd been troubled for some time? That's the thing. About a month ago, he happened to see her walking around town. She looked so upset, so he struck up a conversation with her. He was sure there was something bothering her, but she just wouldn't tell him. Must have been trouble at home. That's what he thought too. Seems he visited her home and spoke to her parents, but they said there were no problems, so there was nothing else he could do. And now she's dead. Then it's possible he could have prevented her suicide then. He must have been devastated. And that's why he was looking into Michio Shirashi again. He must have thought that something terrible had happened that drove her to end her life. But ultimately, he never reported her the findings of his investigation. See, and now you're thinking that it may have had something to do with his death. Well, we have to find out what it is Hajime discovered. Right, let's check the Sumida Police Department about that tomorrow too. And what was the other case he was working on? This one. It's also related to Kamagata High School high student. A troublemaker named Hitomi Okuda. She seems to be the leader of a group of kids who get up to no good. Juvenile delinquency. Fun. She was pretty bad for a while. Multiple charges of destruction of property, assault and battery, and you name it. Hajime had been working with her for about 6 months, and she was finally starting to open up. Then he met with the girl the day he died. Well, every school's got its problems. But I'm sure he'd be worried about how she'd get on without him. Right. Just when she'd finally found an adult who she could trust. She might act out a little without someone to help her get through this. We'll have to make sure the Sumida Community Safety Bureau does their job. But, we can't rule out the possibility that the meeting of this delinquent girl had something to do with his death. Then we'll have to interview her too. Ah, yes, you're right. She may have been the last person to see him alive after all. I'll ask Sumida to introduce us tomorrow. Though, who knows if they will actually let us talk with her. That's what what we hired you for. Lay a little boyish charm on them if they need convincing. Uh, yeah, I'm sure they prefer me over a scary looking old man like you, boss. Watch it. I'm still your superior. You oughta act like you respect me at least. Oh, I thought I was. You were? Shit. Is this just how your generation speaks? You really are a new breed. I like that. And it's probably just me, actually. Oh, well. Don't think you can get away with that with other people. So anyways, boss. Were you even listening? We've got quite a bit to look into tomorrow. First, the two Kamagata high school cases that Hajime was handling. And we need to speak with the fiance as well. I believe that's it for tomorrow. As for the cause of death, we won't know until the autopsy is done. From what we've seen, though, it appeared to be some kind of acute heart failure. But since he had no records of chronic illness and had no visible wounds, it's possible that poison or drugs could have been involved. Dying in the middle of the park like that, it certainly seems suspicious. We found signs of a struggle at the scene, as well as footprints belonging to an unidentified individual. We've got people trying to identify those prints. If we can find who they belong to, we might be able to figure this whole thing out. Yes, wouldn't that be nice if that were the end of it? The only thing Hajime had on him were his badge and his wallet in his pockets. So we can't rule out a mugging. Though there probably aren't many people who think to try a mugging a cop as big as him. I've also heard that Hajime got into a fair few fights in his younger days. He started judo once he became an officer and rose up ranks quickly. Sounds like the perp would have to have been pretty strong to take on Hajime. The time of death was around 11 p.m. 2 days ago, outside the park's operating hours, of course. His body was found early in the morning yesterday, 11 p.m. the day before yesterday. What was Hajime doing out here at that time in the first place? That's the question, isn't it? The entrance to the park is closed off after hours, but it's a small gate that'd be fairly easy for him to get through if he really wanted to. That would, of course, be breaking and entering, but what do you think, boss? It's hard to imagine a cop like Hajime would trespass for no reason. And since it seems like someone else was here with him, could they have called him here? Oh, that does seem likely. They must have been talking about something pretty sensitive to come here in the middle of the night. So Hajime might met someone here to discuss something in secret. And then they got into a fight. No, that wouldn't match the cause of death. There were no wounds on the body that would indicate a spontaneous scuffle. The perp must have planned something. Then you think it was meditated. That would mean they called Hajime to the park with the intent to kill him. Well, there's still a possibility that it was just some kind of accident. Maybe the perp tried to threaten Hajime and things went south from there. We should be able to get a clearer picture once we know exactly what killed him. Right. But either way, I'm glad you're back on the First Division, boss. I've always admired your work. You were like a god to me. You were the whole reason I became a detective in the first place. Yeah, about that. People... Yes, this is because it's true. I couldn't believe that you got transferred out of the first, just as I was assigned to it. Fuck. Alright. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Literally accidentally pushed the wrong button. Did not see my mouse on monitor 2. Was on the stop streaming tab. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Yay for Scuff. So, getting to work a case like this just the two of us, is a dream come true. Happy as I am to hear that, well, how should I put it? What is it? If that's true, I'm not sure you've been showing me the appropriate amount of respect. Huh? But I do respect you. Don't tell me you've gone senile. That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you run your mouth like that, it's getting late. You must be sleepy. Don't worry, boss. I'll make sure we get out of here soon. Yeah, I get it. I've been wowed by your shrewd detective abilities all day today. Oh, really? Funny. I've been wowed by you too. On the topic of family, what's yours like, boss? The hell is wrong with you, prying into my personal life all of a sudden? It's just I've never heard you talk about them or anything. Oh, are you single? Shut it. That's none of your business. Well, ever since I joined the force, I've been thinking. The department really pressures young officers to get married. I wonder why that is. You don't say anything like that, though. How should I know? I caved to the pressure myself and got married 20-some years ago. Huh? So then... God, you're relentless. She took our daughter and left 4 years ago. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't believe she'd give up a guy like you. I was never home much. Too focused on work. I'd come home late only to get called right back out again. Plus, being a cop is dangerous work. I don't blame her for getting fed up with it all. How sad, especially when you're out here putting your life on the line. Oh, is that why you transferred out on the first? It was already too late by then. You better be careful, Aria. You said that. But there's not much I can do, is there? That's the nature of our job. There aren't many who can understand it. Not unless they're involved with police work themselves. Or related to someone who is. But wait, you have a daughter, boss. You really think I want to talk about her after all that? Have some sense. Come on. I promise I don't mean this in the way it sounds, but how old is she? Geez, you don't know when to quit, do you? At least try to look so intrigued. She's a bit rough around the edges. I think most men are intimidated by her. Last I heard, she's living by herself and going to college. Wow, a college student. Men love an educated lady. Stop that. What kind of cop are you, making baseless assumptions like that? She's living on her own, though, huh? You must worry about her. Worry? I don't even know where she lives. Oh, so she hasn't told you. Probably because she knows you'd follow her around everywhere. I would not. I don't think. Come on now, we both know that's not true. Listen here. You may look like a mean old man, but you sure have a soft side. How's that supposed to be a compliment? I can't keep up with you. We're done talking about this. Oh, that reminds me. I got married 20 years ago. It must have been right around the Najima murders. You know your history. Yeah, that happened a year or two after our wedding. You were the one who arrested the killer, weren't you? We studied the case at the academy. I was only in elementary school at the time, but I still remember people talking about some dangerous criminal getting arrested. All that was just cracking the case. Finding the guy, it was all just happenstance. I'd really rather not think about it. It was a disturbing case. Did it not make your skin crawl when you learned about it at the academy? It did. We were all terrified. Sounds about right. No one could believe such a mild-mannered man could have committed such a terrible murder. If we had overlooked one thing, we may have never caught him at all. I remember hearing there was only one charge brought against him in the end. That's right. We didn't have the evidence. I knew there was no way such a meticulously planned crime could have been there first, but we may have stuck Fumichika Najima in a cell, but it was no victory. He had always had the upper hand. And all the damage he did to everyone involved, especially the victim's classmates. It's already been 20 years, huh? This is why I try not to think about it. I'm sorry. The right of resurrection thing, okay. I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this a little bit. Just because I gotta click like so many of the same things over and over again. This pond, they say it used to flow into the Samita River, but the river became so polluted that they cut it off. Let's see, is there somewhere I'm supposed to be or looking at? There's something I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what though. Is there something I'm forgetting? There it is, scene. This is where the victim was found. It's well, it's clean now. It almost feels like nothing happened here at all. Once the incident like this has come to pass, there's no going back. Not knowing that there is any consolation. Oh, boss, I think that about does it. Right, let's call it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh my, what's that? Huh? Boss, what's wrong? Don't tell me you're going senile. Damn it. It was the case all along. Boss, what is it? Is there something over there? Do not be fooled. Some. Ugh. Such deep sorrow, a resentful memory, it's flowing into my mind. Those who decide with falsehoods and in eternal darkness. Ooh, kill them. Kill them. Those who spread lies, kill them all. You have to acquire the power of the curse stone, that evergreen beach. You can use it to kill those who intentionally try to mislead you. Interesting. Nice. I have a curse stone now. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now, kill. Can you hear it, curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right, kill them. Boss. Boss, what's the matter? Don't tell me you really went senile. Sorry. I'm fine. Ariel, yes? I have some bad news. Oh no, your senility is kicking in, isn't it? No. We've got a bunch of trouble on our hands. Looks like we'll be working some overtime. We're not going home tonight. Huh? What are you talking about? Let's see. Hunt for the curse bearers. Okay. So let me get this straight, boss. The right of resurrection really exists. And to use it, you have to kill people using the power of the curses from 7 mysteries of Hanjo. And the curse you have is from the story of the Evergreen Beach. That's told in this area. Is that right? Yeah, pretty much. You're quick on the update. You weren't your usual silly self when you were explaining, so I knew you were telling the truth. I'm never silly. The only thing I have trouble believing is that you're taking this occult stuff seriously now. I mean, talking about the paranormal, I thought you didn't believe in any of that. It's not that I don't believe in it. My familiarity with it is why I tried not to get too close. Are you just being a sore loser? Not used to admitting when you were wrong? Oh, shut up and listen to me. No point in trying to hide things anymore. We won't get anywhere if we don't understand this, so listen up. Please, just listen. You don't have to keep saying it. I'm listening. We don't have time to waste. We'll talk as we walk. Hey, wait for me, boss. Sorry, I just want to double check one thing. You're telling me the truth, right? This isn't a side effect of your senility? It's the truth. Not like I can prove it, though. Feeling the existence of a secret department is against the rules, even to a fellow cop. This is an emergency. I need his help. I'll tell him. I'm sure you already know this, but this is all top secret. No sharing it with anyone. Right, you can trust me not to. But, no, I just can't believe it. I've heard rumors that you used to be a member of a secret division attached to the Security Bureau. I can't believe we actually have a department called Paranormal Affairs. Yeah, I'm sure it comes to as a shock. I couldn't believe it myself. I thought the higher-ups were messing with me. Really, we had me worried for a while there. No, this is incredible. That's the whole reason I became a cop. I was always fascinated by secret agencies and stuff. Are you serious? But thinking about it, it totally makes sense. If curses and spirits really do exist, then of course we need a special department to protect citizens from them. You seem a bit too eager to believe all this. And hang on, I thought you joined up because of me. Come on, Blas. Do you only have one favorite food? You know what? This is a fair statement. It is fair. You can like me more than you can like more than one thing. Yeah, whatever. In any case, the official stance is that the supernatural doesn't exist, so Paranormal Affairs operates in secret. Still not sure why they stuck me there. Those 4 years I worked nothing but cases involving the supernatural. I love how it's going back to the to the other stories, and they're all like related. So do you have it? Have what? Spirit sense, of course. Are you what they call spiritually gifted? Nope, never felt a thing at all. Even if I did, I'd be a lightweight at best. One beer and I'm down for the count. Oh, huh? Is that how people in the field quantify someone's spiritual sense? Like how much liquor they can handle? Nope, that's just me. I thought it'd help get the point across. Oh, huh? Sorry, seems like I kept disappointing you. No, it's not your fault, boss. At the risk of disappointing you again, I'll tell you one more thing. Spirit sense is usually something you are born with. It's tough to develop it later on. What? So there's no hope for me? No. Say it isn't so. Of course you were interested. You were interested. Well, you never know. You may have some hidden potential. I know there's a high schooler who's got so much spirit sense that she works on the front lines. I say work, but she wasn't paid because it was supposedly part of her training. Yikes, that seems like it's being a violation of Article 69 of the Labor Standards Act. Wow, you really know your law. No comment. Even the occult field has workers, right? So what do we do now? We got this rite of resurrection and the curse echoes of the seven mysteries of Hanzhou's. The curse is being spread out around the city is a bit of an emergency. Isn't that bad? I'll put it this way. It's like handing out guns all over town. Geez, is this that bad? It is, so we need to find the source and put a stop before something terrible happens. Usually that'd be a job for paranormal affairs, but I talked to them on our way here. The main team is tied up until tomorrow night. So they told me to deal with it myself. So I'd be fine since I have some experience. Huh? What? Then that overtime you mentioned means, yep, you're gonna help me part. Alright, let's do this. You seem a bit too eager to dive into all this. You really have no reservations working a case you know nothing about. You said this was an emergency. I didn't think we had a choice. I'm trying to be logical about this, boss. You really are something. It might actually be nice having you around. Why, thank you. So what exactly do we do? If all these curses are connected to the seven mysteries, then people who have the others should all be here in town. Right. If there's seven of them, that means there's six more out there. And we have to stop them all before they kill anyone with their curses. If we can, we should find and collect all the curse stones. Boss, from what you said earlier, killing a curse barrier gets you closer to completing the rite of resurrection. Won't your life be in danger if they find out you're a curse bearer? Pretty much. We can't let that happen. Should you even be out here right now? Hiding? Would only be a waste of time. The mystery of the one-side reed is associated with Ryugoku Bridge. I was hoping we'd be quick enough to run into the one-side reed's curse bearer. No such luck, it seems. Well, if nothing else, maybe the word will spread that the cops are on the lookout for and people will behave. That's putting a lot of trust in whoever these other people are. It's possible that the other curse bearers with the same idea will come here. Talk to anyone you see who seems suspicious. That means someone who may have the power of a curse. Understood. Why don't I ask that guy who's been watching us this whole time? What do you know? There is someone there. Good luck. Hey, you there. Sorry to bother you, but I've got some questions. I'm with the police. Thanks for your cooperation. We'll be asking you a few things, Mr. Yutaro Namagaki. That's your name, correct? Yes. I don't mind answering your questions. You're a detective. Did something happen? Alright, lots of things have been happening around here. Like people dying. So, what is it you were doing here? Ah, it must be the incident at the former City Gardens, the dead policeman. I can't imagine a detective would come all the way out here otherwise, huh? Say, Mr. Detective, have you ever heard of the Evergreen Beach? How about you answer my question first? What are you doing now? I was answering your question. I came here to look for the Evergreen Beach from the Seven Mysteries of Hanjo. Actually, I was wondering if either of you knew anything about it. I don't know. Nope, sorry. Really? How strange. Detectives, you have the curse stone of the Evergreen Beach, don't you? How did you know? Ario, you idiot. Ah ha ha. Well, that was much easier than expected. Oh crap, sorry. It was simple interference. I figured you would have taken the curse if you were just in the gardens. If you knew that, then you must be a curse bearer yourself. I have no intentions of hiding anything. I plan to tell you from the start. Look, this is my curse stone. I believe it's called the Foot Washing Mansion. That's right. But are you sure about this? I'm not so rash I'd kill someone as soon as I found out that they were a curse bearer. Not without talking to them first. You're the same, aren't you, detective? We wouldn't use a curse on a normal person. Let's speak as equals, should we? Boss? Sure, we'd rather resolve this amicably, too. But before we talk, there's something I should tell you. This is my curse stone, the Evergreen Beach, just like you thought. What? Well, boss, why would you tell him? As for how the curse works, are you having another senior moment if you tell him that? It hangs to death anyone who would try to mislead me. So if you try to lie to me, the curse stone will let me know. I don't have to use it to tell. Understand? Oh, really? That's super useful. I see. Understood. That's a pretty useful power for a detective. Now then, let's talk. Damn. It seems like I've lost the upper hand. No pay tricks then. I'll be honest with you. So far, so good. There's someone I want to bring back, so I'd like your assistance in collecting soul dregs. Can't help you. Please, all you have to do is tell me who the other curse bearers are. Sorry, but as a police officer, I can't go just look the other way and let you go. Is that a threat? No. It's your final warning. I know this guy already, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to options, audio. We're going to go and turn the voice volume all the way to 0. Because his curse will work because it activates with voice. I remember him. Did you really think you could escape it just trying being careful? It doesn't matter to me which of you was the curse bearer. I'll be taking both your soul dregs away. Wait, Namagaki. Foot Washing Mansion is a powerful curse and so simple to activate. It is ready whenever I need it. There is no escape from the voice. Ariel, get out of here. Hurry. I'll find you later. What? Okay. Too late. Hear the voice of my curse echo. Yeah. The voice of this curse echo. What? Why isn't my curse echo working? Impossible. This has never happened before. What's happening? I don't hear anything. Ariel, now. Grab him. Right. Namagaki, get down. Yeah, damn it. Boss, here. It's curse stone. Good work. Give it to me. Yay, we got the Foot Washing Mansion. Damn it. Why? What do you think, boss? Should we lock him up? I haven't even touched you. You can't consider that assault of a police officer. Let him go. All we need is a stone. How could this happen? My right of resurrection. Give it up. The right was too good to be true from the start. I don't know what's happening to you, but you'd be better off mourning whoever you lost the right way. Now, get out of here. Damn it. Phew, that was a close one, huh, boss? We'd probably be dead if he had activated his curse. Yeah, I'm not sure what, but something stopped his curse from... Boss, are you okay? Is having another curse stone hurt? Yeah, the curse from this one is flowing into me too. Oh no. I saw what activates the curse of the foot washing mansion, and the resentful memories bound to it. I see. I always thought this one was one of the stranger of the seven mysteries. Now I know why. This is sure something. What did you see? Let's save that for later. All you need to know is that for now, that it's a particularly powerful curse. We're lucky we took it away from him quickly. Phew. Yay, we got this one now. Well, that makes one stone. Where do we go now? We'll visit all the places associated with our mysteries while it's still dark out. You mean we have to do that all over again? I hope they aren't as aggressive as him, but people will do crazy things to bring back someone they love. It seems that the hatred the curse stones are imbued with makes people more willing to kill. Really? Then what about you, boss? I'm fine. I may not have any spirit sense, but I'm tough when it comes to this stuff. That's why they love me in paranormal affairs. So you are spiritually gifted after all. Alright, let's head to the next place. Alright. And from there, I'm going to call it a stream. Mainly because reading is difficult, and I'm just wanting to kind of get out of the game for a little bit. Clear my head, get some water, do all the stuff that I need to do. Especially since tomorrow is Father's Day, so make sure that you are, if you have a dad, make sure you're celebrating your dad. Just have a good Father's Day. And with that, I will see you all Monday with D&D. Till then, this has been Decode, signing off.